What is going on, football fans? Back at it with another New York Giants video, and in this video we are going to talk about some of the quotes that came out of Pat Shurmur's mouth about how optimistic he is about the 2019-2020 season. Before I get started, I just want to let you guys know tonight I will have Mr. Bad Dog 7676 on for our weekly New York Giants show, Talking Giants. It'll be on my channel Tuesday. We'll then move over to his channel on Friday before we live stream the game on Sunday. So I hope you guys tune in for that. But like I said, in this video, we're going to talk about some of the quotes from Shermer. We're also going to talk about having an optimistic approach going into a season. Yes, it's easy to be pessimistic. This team has won 8 games over the last 2 years. We've been the laughingstock of football. There's a reason we had the number 2 overall pick 2 years ago, the number 6 overall pick this past season. And I get it that we lost all these big-name players. But where did they get us? Where did Odell Beckham get us at the end of the day? I mean, really, where did he get us? We had 1 winning season. Last year, he missed 4 games. I believe we were 2-2 in those games, if I'm not mistaken. And the other 12 games that he was there, what did he get us? 3 wins? 3-9? I mean, Olivier Vernon, where did he get us outside of that one season? Landon Collins couldn't guard anybody. Where did these guys get us? So there's no reason to think because we lost those players, we're suddenly going to be this bad team. We were bad with them. This team's gotten younger. They've brought in players that fit the system, and I think there's reasons to be optimistic. And all the pundits, Giants fans will tell you, Cowboys fans will tell you, Eagles fans will tell you, everybody will tell you this team can't do nothing. This team's rebuild. They suck. Well, maybe they do, maybe they don't. I'm not here to proclaim that we're going to win 10 or 11 games, but I'm also here to proclaim that it's not impossible. It's definitely not impossible. Football is a very unpredictable game, and every year there are surprises. And you want to say, well, what are you talking about? Well, 2017, you know what the Indianapolis Colts record was? 4-12. Next year, they went to the playoffs. This year, they were a Super Bowl contender going into the season before Andrew Luck decided to retire. The Houston Texans, you know what their record was in 2017? 4-12. They won the division the next year. The Chicago Bears, 5-11. Okay, they made the playoffs last year as well. Let's go back to 2016. You know what the Jaguars' record was? 3-13. You know where they were the next year? The AFC Championship game. Philadelphia Eagles, they were 7-9. The next year, they were hoisting the Lombardi Trophy. So I don't want to hear that it's impossible to have a surprise season, to go from worst to the playoffs. I'm not even saying we can win a Super Bowl. But to say that this team has no hope going into the season is false. The Chargers, 5-11 in 2016. They finished 9-7 the next year. LA Rams, 4-12 to a playoff team. They won the West. So I don't want to hear it. I'm going to go into the season optimistic and saying to myself, yeah, I'm not going to have Super Bowl aspirations. I'm not going to be like a team like the Saints or the Chiefs and say that we're a Super Bowl contender. But I'm also not going to give up on the season before it starts and say that we should tank and we can't win more than 4 or 5 games. Yes, I understand where those people are coming from. But don't say it's impossible. That's for damn sure. If things click, we have a young team. And we're going to jump into some of Shermer's quotes when he was asked about the New York Giants. It came out and said that they were a better football team this year from years past. And there's Pat. And his first quote was, quite simply, basically what I just said. I feel like we are a better football team right now. And this is a team sport. Head coach Pat Shurmur told reporters on Monday. Well, what does that insinuate to you guys? To me, that insinuates we may have lost some individual talent, but we are a better team because of it. Odell Beckham was not a great locker room guy. Landon Collins was not a great locker room guy. And you know what? They're showing the true colors. You've seen what they've done this offseason since they've not been New York Giants. So Shermer is saying, yeah, we may have lost some talent. And Giants fans should know that better than anybody. Tiki Barber, Jeremy Shockey goes down. Giants win the Super Bowl. They replace those guys with Kevin Boss and Brandon Jacobs, a young Brandon Jacobs. Best running back in history goes down. Giants win the Super Bowl the next year. Not because we replaced them with more talent, but because it created a better locker room culture and the team wanted to fight for one another. We all saw what this team did in 2017. They quit. They had talent. They quit. This team's got no quit. We've seen it all offseason, throughout training camp. This team is together. There's unity. They want to fight for one another. Yes, they're going to go through growing pains. They have a young defense. But I agree with Pat. I think this team could absolutely be better than in years past. Next quote he came up with was, we are a better football team than we were at this point last year. Last year was a new year for everybody. It took a little time for everybody to get going the right way. This year, I thought we attacked OTAs really well and the summer really well. Now we just have to continue to attack the season as well as we did in the offseason. Defensive captain Alec Ogletree said. So that was off the mouth of Alec Ogletree. And I agree with him. Last year in OTAs, there was division. The year before that, there was always controversy, drama. This year, everybody was on the same page, and that's the sign of a good team and a team that's ready to fight. The next quote that came out was off the mouth again of Pat Shurmur. We don't really listen to the talk outside. We feel like we are a better team than we were a year ago. We just have to go out and perform. We know we are at the stage of our year where winning football games is what it's all about. And so that's where we're at. I mean, that's short and sweet, and that's simple. Talk is cheap, guys. We've heard it all offseason. Eagles are going 12-4. Cowboys are going 12-4. Giants 4-12. They're garbage. Well, you know what? That all stops. That all stops come kickoff time on Sunday. And that's what Pat's saying there. Talk is cheap. Back it up. And the Giants are going to have an opportunity to back it up this season. And then finally, I like the way we have built our team. I like some of the changes we have made personnel-wise. I feel like the second year in our system, we are smoother in how we operate. That's why I don't care what everybody outside thinks. So what Pat's telling you there is, again, I don't listen to ESPN. I don't listen to Fox Sports. We've brought in guys to fit our systems. And yes, last year, I think it's something that Giant fans, myself included, took for granted. They brought in 2 new systems. They brought in the 3-4 defense with James Betcher. They brought in Pat Shurmur's offensive system, transferring from the Ben McAdoo offense. And they're completely new systems, and it takes time to adjust. It is year 2. They've brought in players that they think better fit those systems in the draft and free agency, guys like Marcus Golden, Antoine Bethea. And he's optimistic that with this team being more acclimated to these systems, that they will be a better team this year because of it. And that's what Pat said, and I agree with a lot of it. He's not going out there telling you we're going to win 10, 11, 12 games. He's telling you we're going to be a better football team. And last year, if we got some of the bounces we should have, we were at least a 7 or 8 win team. Everybody forgets that. Everybody likes to pick on us. Panthers made a 63-yard field goal. Eagles, we were dominating for the first 2.5 quarters. We stopped running the football. Cowboys, we lost by 1 point. Should have won that football game. Should have beat the Colts at Indianapolis. This team is not nearly as bad as ESPN makes it out to be. That's my honest opinion. I think they're young. I think they're hungry. And I think they have players that fit this system better than in years past. The defense, I'm not going to lie to you. The defense worries me a bit. And could this be a rebuilding year? Absolutely. And I go into this year with a clear head and an optimistic approach. If we don't do so well, we win 5, 6, 7 games, we learn. We grow from it. We have a young team. Or maybe we shock the world. Maybe a lot of those ifs turn into no's. Guys that prove their worth, prove their talent. Maybe Janoris Jenkins bounces back. I refuse to go into the year thinking that we have no chance to make the playoffs. Because this is the NFL. And like I just told you, you go back 2 years ago, there were 3 teams that won 5 games or less that went to the playoffs the next year. You go back to 2016, the Eagles won 7 games. They won the Super Bowl the next year. So, I'm not going to tell you we got no chance because that's a lie. I'm also not going to tell you we're going to the playoffs. There's no way of knowing that. There's reasons to think this team's going to be bad, but there's also reasons to think that this team could be a lot better than people think. We're going to have to wait and see. Kickoff is just 5 short days away against the Dallas Cowboys. As Terrell Owens would say, get your popcorn ready. Can't wait, guys. Hope to see you guys tonight on the New York Giants show. As always, guys, if you liked what you watched, please subscribe. Drop a comment. Maybe give me a little thumbs up. Cheers.